Shahar.
And I'm Nash. And today we've got something special for you.
Exactly. We just spoke in a live event in
Yes.
Denver, right? And we have 10 minutes for you of the presentation.
Which was awesome, if I may say so myself.
It was very good. We talk about brain-based selling,
Yep.
neuromarketing, consumer behavior.
How to use it in your business.
Exactly. I think you're going to love this one.
I know it.
Yes. So
Enjoy.
take a look. Did you know that the average American adult has an attention span of 9 seconds?
That's the same as a goldfish.
Yes, and goldfish swim away really fast.
Especially if you're selling to them.
Yeah, you know, not only that, the brain sees attention as money. Okay, attention is money to the brain. So it doesn't want to go around and just spend it everywhere. It wants to spend only on relevant things. So if you're not relevant, you're out of the picture. Not only that, the brain runs on 12 watts.
You know, that's less than 1/3 of the energy that the light bulb inside of your fridge uses.
Yes, and paying attention, you know, you're using energy. You know, another thing that you use a lot of energy with?
What?
Changes. You know, really, when I wake up in the morning and I go to my computer and I see another change on Facebook, I want to shoot myself. Because there's something else that I'll have to learn that day that I didn't want to. Unfortunately, we live in a world that has changed a lot in the last 2 years. Isn't that so? Well, we cannot pay attention to everything, because if we did pay attention to everything, we would go into physical paralysis. So we have to sort what we want to pay attention to. Okay? So, like I said, you need to be relevant so the brain stops and pays attention to you. Let's talk about how the brain really uses that energy.
So, okay, no, actually I'm going to give you an example.
Okay.
Your brain, just by sitting inside of your head, is using 33% of your body's energy. That's exhausting. Now, you add on top of that thinking, or learning, adapting to those changes that she was talking about, or even learning something new, and then you're really exhausted.
Yes, so we are in this constant state of overwhelm. Well, changes plus overwhelming, what happens? We see the results in our marketing, that most of it is ineffective right now. You know, 98% of direct marketing is ineffective. 98% of email marketing is ineffective. 93% of sales calls are ineffective. Right? So what we need to do is rely on something that will put those numbers up. And what is that?
What?
Something that hasn't changed in the last 50,000 years. And what is that?
That's your reptilian brain, the brain back here that he was talking about earlier.
Yes, that brain hasn't changed in the last 50,000 years. It relates to emotions and senses.
It's your
It
survival
stores
brain.
the survival brain. And it's also responsible for 85% of all our purchase decisions. It's made on an unconscious level first, and then it goes here where we provide proof. So it's very important for you to understand that you need to be talking to emotions.
That brain focuses on emotions,
Yes,
on feelings.
on feelings, on identity, on values, and on imagination.
Those things, feelings, imagination, value, those things are substance to your brain back here.
Remember, we buy what we feel. So you need to be talking to emotions all the time. You need, and you know, if you do that, you create substance, right? When we talk to feelings, to identity, to values, we create substance right here. But then, we need to bring proof to the prefrontal cortex.
This brain up here needs proof.
So, you lead with substance,
give
but then
them
you
proof.
provide proof. Substance plus proof equals conversion.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ka-ching. You know what else leads to conversion?
What?
Let's breathe. Familiarity.
Ah, yes.
Familiarity leads to likability, and likability also leads to conversion.
So, we're talking about survival, right? So let's think of a scenario here, cavemen, way back when. Well, if they discovered a new environment, the first thing that they do is basically stop and scan that area for things that are familiar to them.
So they feel safe. Well, fast forward 50,000 years. You go to the same store over and over and over and over, and you feel safe there. But one day you get there, and they have switched all the aisles. What happens?
Hate it.
Stop. Threat. No blame. You see?
Yeah.
Familiarity first. After familiarity, then comes likability, the points that you create connection. That's not difficult to do. How do you think we can do that on a website, for example?
Well, on a website, actually, instead of telling you, I'll show you an example. There's PetSmart. They do a very good job at that. If you go to the page where they have the executives, they show the executives in the company, you'll see that they have a picture of each person involved, but that person will be with their pet. So you see a picture of the CEO with his dog, you'll see someone else on the board with her cat, you even see a guy with a fishbowl.
Oh, points of connection, likability. So then I trust and I buy. It's fantastic, right? Well, but what if I'm a professional speaker?
Well, as a professional speaker, that's very simple. You tell them your story, right? It's like 2 bags and a teddy bear, that kind of thing.
We all need to become business storytellers because that creates likability. But what happens when 90% of the speakers, actually a mistake, they cause a disconnection right away?
What?
Well, remember I said familiarity leads to likability? When you step here on stage, your brain will start scanning for familiarity. Is that a woman or is that a man? Is she chubby like me? Maybe I like her. But what am I doing here?
Like you.
Yeah, they always like me. So what am I really doing here? I'm starting the likability points, and you're not even ready for that.
So see, you're skipping a step because your brain is focusing on the likability, trying to figure out the familiarity, and you're jumping right into the likability.
So you cause a disconnection. Not only that, you forget a very important thing to the brain.
What?
The brain needs to know the future.
That's dramatic.
If it does, yes, it's impactful. Well, if it doesn't know the future, it creates anxiety. And when I create anxiety, I don't sell.
Well, so let's do this, connecting back to what we spoke about earlier. The brain doesn't know future, it becomes anxious. It becomes anxious, it starts using more energy. It uses more energy, it shuts down.
And you don't sell. So what do you have to do? You have to take that out of the picture right away. So when you start a presentation, webinar, or teleseminar, the very first thing you're going to do is not tell your story, but tell them what's going to happen. During this 3 days event, we are going to do this, this, and that. These are the 3 topics we are going to cover today.
Even if it's just for 30 seconds, give them a little bit of what's to come in the future.
And then go for the likability, okay? It's very, very important for speakers. Now, let me tell you another thing that the brain loves. Do you want more?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you more.
Good answer.
If I don't forget. Brain loves imagery. Okay, we love pictures. So you need to use a lot of pictures in your marketing material.
So remember, we were talking about the reptilian brain, the brain that you use, that you talk to with emotions and feelings and so forth, right? Well, there's nothing better than imagery to convey those things. Basically, you show them the image first, and now you're putting that hunter at ease.
Because it conveys those emotions. Now, the thing is, you need to use those images on the left side.
That's the fastest way to talk to this brain.
Let's think about conversion, right? We need to talk to the reptilian brain first with substance, talk to emotions, but we want to do that fast so we can prove the concept and lead to conversion. So the moment you put the picture on the left, the right side of the brain, the reptilian brain will go there, you scan the picture, feel the emotions, and then you will allow the prefrontal cortex
now give me the data
to read the proof and go to conversion. Got that? Do you want more?
Yes.
I'll give you more. So, another thing that you can do...
You're such a giving mood today.
I'm a giver. Use movement. Brain follows movement.
Okay, so let me explain. Using the same scenario of the caveman. Way back then, something moved. I can't stop this feeling.
Oh, emotions!
No, so something moves, it's instinct. You have to look. Is it something you need to flee from? Is it going to be dinner tonight? What is it?
Yes, it's called smooth pursuit. The brain needs to follow motion. So when you're presenting, for example, maybe you're selling an information product, when you're talking, point to that product.
You don't need to talk about the product.
You don't even need to talk about the
But
product.
point it.
Yes,
Brain
or
instinct.
if you don't have a product, point to something important
Point to
in
what's
your
important.
presentation. You know, point to something important.
Wait, Shahar, the brain can only focus on one thing at a time.
So focus on what's important.
Focus on what's important.
So, you see, always talk to emotions, provide substance.
Provide substance, give proof.
Yes, don't talk about yourself. Talk about what they will get or what they will or who they will become by working with you. I'm Shahar.
And I'm Nash.
And I hope to see you next time.
Catch you later. good.
If I humbly can say so.
Yeah.
You know, if you enjoy and you want to know more on how to really become irresistible to a market,
That's right.
this is what you have to do.
Go to bynature.tv/gift.
You're going to love it.
And it's a gift that we have prepared for you, and you will love it.
Yep. See you next time.
See ya.